Welcome to another episode of Football Scientific with me, Aaron Sauter. I'm a writer for FootballAnalysis1.com. I cover the Cincinnati Bengals and the NFL. Today I finished an article about the quarterbacks, fantasy quarterbacks for 2025. Check that out, ranking them 1 to 30. That's to be found on FootballAnalysis1.com, I believe, tomorrow. Also, I wrote an article about the newest addition to the Hamilton Tiger Cats roster in the CFL. That's on CFLNewsHub.com. Also on Football Scientific, we talk about the UFL, the NAL, the IFL, and the ELF. But today, we're just going to touch on some points from the NFL and CFL. The rest of the leagues have been pretty quiet today. So I got a little bit of ELF notes, ELF notes. Okay, so first in the NFL, also joining me is Tyler the Tiger. Hey, I'm Tyler the Tiger, man. We're fired up to be here. Whoop, 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 news. Yep, that's right, news. So here we go. So first, top of the news chart today, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're having problems with their edge rusher now, TJ Watt, who was second in sacks last year, and he does not want to report to mandatory minicamp unless he gets a contract extension, very similar to Trey Hendrickson with the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm glad we're not the only one. I'm glad the Bengals aren't the only two ones struggling with their edge rusher wanting a contract extension after having a great year. If both miss all 3 days of training camp, they'll each lose $104,768, which really isn't that much compared to, if you're getting paid, $13 million. $104,768 isn't that much. It's basically taxes, so maybe probably way less than taxes actually. So at least the Bengals are the only ones struggling with edge rushers. The Steelers are too. Yeah, at least we're not the only ones. Stupid Steelers. Stupid Bengals. Just pay your guys! Okay, thanks, Tyler. Next, Washington Commanders are having some issues too. Pro Bowl wide receiver Terry McLaurin does not plan to attend mandatory minicamp either because of a contract dispute. He wants to get an extension and get paid more. So that probably would be some fines there for Terry McLaurin too. Buffalo Bills running back James Cook, remember he's selling his house to prove a point that he's ready to bounce from Buffalo. He is attending the mandatory minicamp this week. Even though he is still seeking a new contract. So he's just taking a different approach to it. I guess selling the house was the main message. Okay, another bad Cincinnati Bengals note. They still not signed number 17 pick edge rusher Shamar Stewart because of a contract dispute. Come on, man. If you had to draft this loser, you drafted Shamar Stewart, a dumpster fire of a draft pick, okay? I know you can't get him in a training camp. You can't get him into mini camps. He should be happy he got drafted by anybody, much less the Bengals. And he's trying to promise for money, man. Everyone knows you should just release him. I'm just saying that'd be disastrous to release the first-round draft pick. But is it more disastrous to have a dude refusing to report to mini camp? I mean, come on, man. Quit messing around with these people. Bengals, let's figure it out. You didn't mess around with Jermaine Pratt. He's probably a better player than both of them, honestly. Well, yeah, Jermaine Pratt was better than both of them. What a lame decision by the Bengals. That's kind of late, but sure. Miami Dolphins, they have no tight end Jonnu Smith or Jalen Ramsey at minicamp. Remember, Jonnu Smith was saying that he would like to get a new contract with the Dolphins, but they said, we're going to trade you then. And he's like, okay. And Steelers were like, we'll take you. And he was like, oh no, I have to go to the Steelers? Ew. So they did not trade him to the Steelers. He's still with the Dolphins, but he's not coming to minicamp. It's a really confusing situation. He wants to play for the Dolphins, but for more money. The Dolphins want him, but not for more money, I guess. Jalen Ramsey, they've been trying to trade Jalen Ramsey. Need someone to pay the bill. That's what they're waiting for. Buffalo Bills signed former Carolina Panthers linebacker Shaq Thompson. Signed to a one-year contract, so that may upgrade their linebacking unit. That's good. Had a lot of injuries the last couple of years. Speaking of draft picks being signed, Arizona Cardinals signed number 16 pick from Walter Nolan to a 4-year, $19.3 million deal with a $10.79 million or $10.7 million signing bonus. So that's his guaranteed money. So I mean, that's the 16th pick. We could do something like that for Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart should take that. If Walter Nolan's taking it, he should take it. I hope we were offering something like that. He wants long-term commitment from the team. They're probably not going to release you in 4 years Unless you continue to do this crappy thing where you ask for more money, man. For no production. Zero production. Minnesota Vikings, they signed tight end Josh Oliver to a 3-year extension for $23.25 million with a max value up to $27.5 million. So that's $4 million in incentives he could earn. That gives him $11.9 million in new guaranteed money and $19.9 million in total if he hits all the incentives. So that's pretty good boost in pay. See, a guy performs well, you pay him off. Why don't the Bengals learn this? Why don't the Steelers learn this? Why are we doing this? Because we waste our money on receivers. Receivers do not win you championships. Edge rushers do not win you championships. Sorry, you gotta stop the run and run the ball. You want to win championships. Any level of football. Philadelphia Eagles, Cooper DeJean, he's moving to safety due to having C.J. Gardner traded away. C.J. Gardner still complaining about how he was using some guy like chest dummy or something. Blah, blah, blah. In the European League of Football, the T-Roll Raiders, after a very disappointing defeat from the Vienna Vikings, have re-signed quarterback Nkosi Smith. He's a dual threat guy that was really the driver of their offense the last 2 years. Not sure why I didn't re-sign him earlier, but they're like, no, we probably need you. Madrid Bravos could be the breakout team of the year this year. Their quarterback Reed Sinnett and wide receiver Aaron Cruikshank appear to be one of the top duos in the ELF, and if that means anything, if it doesn't, because it doesn't pertain to the running game, then they'll be a championship team. I don't think that matters, honestly. It'll be good stats, that's it. But no one cares about stats. Okay, CFL, BC Lions added American running back Terrell Jordan, and they released American running back Sean Fenwick. Montreal Alouettes, they added national defensive back Scott Hunter, no N. And they added from the practice squad American linebacker Katie Davis, and they moved the single game injured list American offensive lineman Nick Callender. Trying to make the next move here. Okay. Ottawa Redblacks made a whole bunch of moves. They added national wide receiver Luther Acuna Vanha, he got released by the Tiger Cats recently. They also added national offensive lineman Dayton Black, who got released by the Tiger Cats recently. Appears Ottawa's picking up all our old players like Edmonton. It's not going to work out well for y'all. That's why they're not a Tiger Cat anymore. They're not very good. They also signed national long snapper Simon Chavez. And they're adding to the practice squad national DB King Ambers. Okay, they're moving to the single injured list. National offensive lineman Samuel Carter and national long snapper Peter Edge and national DB Alonzo Allen. Okay. And with Tiger Cats, I mentioned they made a move. We wrote an article about that in CFL News Hub earlier today. They signed American wide receiver Joseph Nada. He played at Clemson University from 2019 and 2022. He played in 45 games for Clemson. He got 88 passes, 1,287 yards, and 6 touchdowns. That's not the best game. He doesn't have the best career, but he did get signed as an undrafted free agent to the Philadelphia Eagles. He was there for 23 and 24 NFL seasons. And he did get signed by the Birmingham Stallions in the UFL in January 2025, but he never really panned out. They cut him before he really got a chance to play. He is a 6'3", 217-pound receiver. His strengths are that he has great speed. He's very athletic. He has stamina. He blocks well. His weaknesses are his route running are not very good, and his hands are bad. He drops a lot of passes, and he'll fit right in to the Tiger Cats offense. He'll need to clean those routes a little bit, but dropping passes, that's what we're great at. Last note, Saskatchewan Roughriders were a very busy team yesterday. They added tight end that added to their practice schedule. American DB Antoine Brooks Jr., a national wide receiver Deshaun Mims, and they moved to their practice squad more American cornerback Braxton Hill, American running back Kadeem Carey, American offensive lineman Darius Washington. Okay. And then they moved to second game injured list American offensive lineman Peyton Collins and American linebacker CJ Avery. So that is the world of football from last night till today. So we'll see what happens next. We're getting ready for a big weekend of games. It's been a busy day of football so far for me personally. We're going to keep on rolling, and we'll have another football scientific show tomorrow. So check us out. Remember, if you want to read some football content, go to footballanalysis1.com and hit NFL content. If you want to read about the CFL, go to cflnewshub.com. We also have an app for that. And then on Football Scientific, we also cover the IFL, the NAL, the UFL, and the ELF. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video, like it, boop, so that way the algorithm will send you more of our videos. And if you like the channel, subscribe, boop, when we get to 100 subscribers, we'll send you each $100. That's not true, but it sounds cool. All right, we're going to close the Football Scientific portal and